Imagine being in one of the busiest airports in the world, an environment where every second counts, where faces blur into the crowd, and where appearances can be deceiving. You're about to witness a story so outrageous. It leaves you questioning everything you know about respect, identity, and how people are treated based on nothing more than their skin color or the clothes they wear. Now, picture this. A calm, unassuming woman walks into the airport. To the casual observer, she looks ordinary. Her clothes aren't flashy. Her demeanor is quiet. She approaches the counter, hoping to board her flight. But what happens next? It's not just shocking. It's humiliating, infuriating, and deeply wrong. An airline worker, someone entrusted to serve and assist travelers, decides to humiliate this woman, to strip her of her dignity in front of a crowd of strangers. And the reason? Well, it's rooted in assumptions that would soon be proven dead wrong. But here's where the story takes a twist so dramatic it left everyone at that airport stunned. Who was this woman? What was it about her presence that turned a routine moment into a viral sensation? And how did one person's actions lead to a revelation that nobody saw coming? Stay with me, because by the end of this story, you'll see how one person's arrogance met its ultimate reckoning, and how the truth, as they say, always comes to light. It was the summer of 2025. The place, Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, one of the busiest hubs in the world. Thousands of travelers move through its terminals daily. Business people, families, tourists, and everyone in between. That morning, the sun was blazing outside, but inside the airport, the air conditioning kept things cool as travelers navigated check-ins, security lines, and the occasional flight delay. Amid the bustling crowds, an African-American woman in her early 40s entered the terminal. Her name? That wasn't immediately known to anyone there. She wasn't dressed to stand out, just a neatly tailored jacket, slacks, and a modest carry-on bag. To anyone watching, she looked like another traveler, probably on her way to a business meeting or a family visit. But this wasn't just any woman. She was a billionaire, a self-made one at that. Her wealth wasn't handed to her. She'd earned every dollar through years of hard work, innovation, and a commitment to lifting up her community. What's more, she was married to one of the most powerful men in the world, the president of a nation. Yet, as she approached the airline counter that day, none of this mattered to the person standing behind the desk. At the check-in counter stood an airline worker, a woman in her 30s with a no-nonsense attitude and an air of authority. Let's call her Lisa. Lisa was busy typing away at her computer when the traveler approached. Without even glancing up, Lisa asked for her ticket and ID. The woman handed over her documents, her expression calm and polite. Lisa took one look at the ID, raised an eyebrow, and let out a slight scoff. The name on the ticket and ID matched, but something about the traveler's appearance made Lisa suspicious. "This can't be right," Lisa said, her tone sharp enough to draw the attention of others nearby. "This ticket is for first class." The traveler nodded. "Yes, that's correct," she replied, her voice steady. But Lisa wasn't convinced. She stared at the woman for a moment, then looked her up and down, as if assessing whether she fit the profile of a first-class passenger. And just like that, the assumptions began. "Are you sure this is your ticket?" Lisa asked, her voice dripping with doubt. "I'm going to need to verify this." The woman raised an eyebrow, but said nothing. She'd seen this kind of behavior before, too many times, in fact. But what happened next took things to a whole new level. Lisa picked up the phone and called for security. Then, in a voice loud enough for everyone nearby to hear, she said, "I think we have a problem here. This passenger might be using someone else's ticket." The words hung in the air like a thunderclap. Heads turned. People stopped in their tracks, watching the scene unfold. The traveler stood there, silent but composed, as Lisa continued to question her. "Do you even know how much a first-class ticket costs?" Lisa sneered, "Because this doesn't add up." The traveler's calm demeanor didn't falter. She simply reached into her bag, pulled out her phone, and said, "Please go ahead." Do whatever you need to do." But Lisa wasn't done. When security arrived, she told them the woman was trying to board a flight with fraudulent documents. The traveler, now surrounded by officers, handed over her ID once again, her expression unreadable. What Lisa didn't realize was that the traveler's name wasn't just any name. It was a name that carried weight, a name recognized by leaders and celebrities around the world. And when one of the officers finally looked closely at the ID, his expression changed. He glanced at the traveler, then back at Lisa and said, "Ma'am, do you know who this is?" Lisa blinked, confused. "What do you mean?" The officer leaned in and whispered something into Lisa's ear. Whatever he said made Lisa's face turn pale. She looked at the traveler again, this time with wide eyes, as if seeing her for the first time. Because standing before her wasn't just a billionaire. This was the First Lady, the wife of the president. The atmosphere at the counter changed instantly. The officers stepped back, their expressions a mix of shock and embarrassment. Lisa, now visibly flustered, stammered out an apology. I didn't realize. "I'm so sorry, ma'am. I didn't mean to." But the First Lady held up a hand, silencing her. She didn't raise her voice. She didn't lash out. Instead, she said, "I hope this serves as a reminder to treat everyone with respect, no matter what they look like or where they come from." With that, she picked up her bag and walked away, leaving Lisa to grapple with the consequences of her actions. As for the other passengers who witnessed the incident, they couldn't stop talking about it. Videos of the exchange quickly went viral, sparking a heated conversation about bias, respect, and the importance of judging people by their character, not their appearance. This story isn't just about one person's mistake. It's a powerful reminder that everyone deserves to be treated with dignity, regardless of who they are or how much money they have. It's about the importance of humility, of giving people the benefit of the doubt, and of remembering that appearances can be deceiving. So, what do you think? How would you have handled the situation if you were in Lisa's shoes or the First Lady's? Let us know in the comments below. And if you found this story meaningful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time with another story that'll make you think, reflect, and maybe even change the way you see the world.